So here are some regular verbs, and they follow the regular pattern, and any verb you can follow this pattern with. But of course there are exceptions. There are a lot of exceptions. But you know, if you're doubting and it's just a regular verb, just follow this pattern. Ik pak, so that's the basic. Yeah? If you say pakken, pakken means to grab or to get or to take. Ik pak, jij pakt, so then it has a T. Hij, zij, he, she. Pakt means he, she grabs, right? So it has a T. And then it's en, en, en. So wij pakken, jullie pakken, zij pakken. Same thing with lopen. As you can see, pakken has a double K because they don't want to make it paken. So then the two K's come in place. But with lopen, it's an O, so they don't have to do that. So ik loop has two O's. Jij loopt gets a T. Hij, zij loopt also gets a T. Wij lopen, see, and then you don't need two O's because one is good enough. If it had two P's, it would be lopen. But now it has only one P, so it's lopen. Wij lopen, jullie lopen, zij lopen. Look at an example like zetten, when there's already a T there. So you're wondering like, oh, am I going to add a T? No, they don't want double T at the end. It just doesn't make any sense. So zetten means to put or to place. Ik zet, jij zet, see, it should have had another T, but it doesn't because it already has a T. Hij, zij, zet, and then the double T comes in place, otherwise it would be zeten. So two T's, wij zetten, jullie zetten, zij zetten. Woorden, now that's an interesting one because it has a D at the end, and with the D at the end, you pronounce it as a T, but it's not a T. So what the Dutch do, they said, okay, are we going to just leave the T out, or are we just going to add a T and then really not pronounce it, or pronounce it as if the DT was a T? And the last thing is what they decided. So they said, we're going to put a T at the end after the D, but we're going to pronounce it as if there was just a T. So ik word, it is exactly the same as jij wordt. So you don't say word, you don't have to say that. If you say DT, just pronounce it as a T. Just pretend that the D is silent. Hij, zij wordt, wij worden, jullie worden, zij worden. And as you can see, I slack off the N. A lot of Dutch do. The Germans don't. They would say worden. That's how German is. But the Dutch, they don't say the N at the end. Unless another vowel follows in the next word. Then it's convenient to say it and to kind of slur the words together. And it's the same thing with the en, right? So if it already has an en, so are they just going to add an en? And so they said, no, let's not do that. So doen is to do. And ik doe means I do. Jij doet, so then it gets a T. Hij, zij doet. And then wij doen, they could say like doen or something, but they didn't do that. So it's just wij doen, jullie doen, zij doen. The same thing with zien. Ik zie, jij ziet, hij, zij ziet, wij zien, jullie zien, zij zien. And zien means to see. These are some common regular verbs that follow that same pattern. So you could just add the T, add the en for the plural, and you're set in the present tense. It's easy. Horen, ik hoor, means to hear. So if you say we hear, you say wij horen. If you say he hears, you say hij hoort, because it gets a T. It's really easy. Voelen, ik voel, means to feel. Kijken, ik kijk, means to look. Rennen, ik ren, means to run. So if you say jij rent, it means you run, because it gets a T. If you say you guys are running, you say jullie rennen, because jullie is you plural. So then you say jullie rennen. Zitten, ik zit, to sit. So remember, it doesn't get an extra T. It's just, if you say hij zit, it doesn't become hij zit. It just has one T. Krijgen, ik krijg, is to get. Kopen, ik koop, is to buy. And it would be good for you to memorize these verbs, because verbs are one of the basic elements of a language. And these are very common, to hear, to get, to buy something. Verkopen means to sell. Ik verkoop. Eten, ik eet, to eat. Drinken, ik drink, to drink. Rijden, ik rijd means to either ride or drive. So there's no difference. If you say ik rijd op een paard, ik ben aan het paard rijden, it's I'm riding a horse. But if you say ik rijd de auto, then it means I'm driving the car. Fietsen, ik fiets, it means to ride a bicycle. So they have a separate word for that. To ride a bicycle is fietsen. And a fiets is a bicycle. So I am on the bicycle. Ik ben op de fiets. Ik zit op de fiets. I'm sitting on the bicycle. But if you say ik ben aan het fietsen, it means I am riding the bicycle. So the bicycle is already included in the verb. Isn't that convenient? Because they have so many bicycles over there. If you ever go there, or if you've been there, then you know they have tons of bicycles. Moeten is to must or have to. Ik moet. So you say, hey, dat moet van mij. That you must from me. So that means I obligate you to do that.